The drama has just escalated in the automotive world because the new EU right to repair laws are about to force Bugatti to completely change how they treat independent rebuilds. And what's happening with Matt Armstrong's Chiron Pur Sport rebuild and Mark McCann's broken Veyron might expose a system Bugatti can't defend anymore. Bugatti refused to support Matt's Chiron rebuild, insisting independent garages weren't capable of handling it. Now Mark McCann can't even get a basic price quote for a Veyron gearbox replacement, and Bugatti still hasn't returned his calls after a full month of trying. Hit the like button, share, and subscribe because what's happening to Matt and Mark exposes the kind of manufacturer control these EU regulations were created to shut down, and Bugatti is on the verge of losing its parts monopoly completely. Let's break down what happened to both Matt Armstrong and Mark McCann, and why Bugatti's entire approach could soon start working against them. Matt Armstrong was asked to rebuild FXLXG's crashed Bugatti Chiron and immediately ran into Bugatti's restrictions. Bugatti declined to supply any parts for the rebuild. CEO Matai Rimac even released a public video explaining why independent repairs shouldn't be carried out. According to Bugatti, the car couldn't even be separated outside two specialized facilities anywhere in the world. Matt's response? He built everything Bugatti refused to provide. Bob the welder repaired the gearbox mounting bracket and reinforced it beyond factory strength. Specialists restored all four damaged radiators. The aluminum front structure was 3D scanned and recreated using CNC machining. Valvetronic developed a fully custom exhaust system. Matt split the car in a regular Miami garage using standard tools, exposing that Bugatti's facility-only claim was more about control than actual technical limits. The Chiron fired up on the first key turn. The gearbox engaged smoothly. The custom exhaust performed perfectly. Every system Matt reassembled worked exactly as intended. Bugatti claimed it couldn't be done. Matt showed millions of viewers that it could. But here's what really matters. Matt didn't succeed with Bugatti's help. He succeeded without it. Every fix, every part, every solution came from independent effort because Bugatti refused to recognize the rebuild from the beginning. While Matt was proving Bugatti wrong on the Chiron, Mark McCann found himself dealing with a completely different situation. He bought the cheapest Bugatti Veyron in the world for $900,000. A Mansory Persang edition that had been sitting in pieces for over 3 years with a failed gearbox. The car won't go in reverse. Forward gears don't engage either. The gearbox is entirely unusable, and no one knows what's actually wrong inside because Bugatti gearboxes are sealed units that aren't designed to be opened or repaired. Mark needs a replacement gearbox. Estimated cost, $300,000. Sounds simple, right? Contact Bugatti, request a quote, move forward with the repair. But it didn't work like that. Bugatti wouldn't provide a price. After weeks of trying, Mark still had no quote for a gearbox replacement. He called Bugatti Manchester. They redirected him to Bugatti London. He called Bugatti London. Voicemail. No response. He tried again and finally reached the parts department. They said they'd check availability and call back with pricing in a day or two. That was weeks ago. Still no response. For comparison, Mark contacted BMW and received a full gearbox quote for an F80 M3 in under 2 minutes, $9,992. 2 minutes. Bugatti? Over a month and still nothing for a Veyron gearbox. When Mark eventually got through to a Bugatti representative, their position was clear. The gearbox comes as a sealed unit. We can't open it or repair it. It has to be replaced. So even if the issue is something minor, like a $500 bearing, Bugatti won't attempt to repair. It's full replacement only. Minimum $200,000, possibly $300,000 depending on the version. There's also up to a $100,000 difference between gearbox variants. Mark asked the obvious question. How can the difference be worth $100,000? There was no clear explanation. Just that certain Veyrons require the more expensive unit. The representative also pointed out that since someone else had already taken the car apart, Bugatti couldn't guarantee anything until they handled the process themselves, and that's where the pattern becomes clear. deny support for independent work, then use that same work as justification to take full control of the repair. Here's where Bugatti's approach starts clashing with incoming regulations that could make this entire system illegal. The EU right to repair laws taking effect in July 2026 will require manufacturers to give independent repairers and vehicle owners access to spare parts, tools,
and it needs to be
and repair
like that
information
also
for
in
at
all
least
kinds
5
of
to 7
temperature
years
conditions
after
and over the
production
long
ends.
run of the car.